All right, welcome to Long Island's #1 pro wrestler broadcast, Monte.
It's not Long Island's, it's the world's. And you know why it's the world's, don't you?
Why?
Well, put the hat on first.
Tell me why, Jimmy Pharaoh.
Jim Beam said so.
There you go.
What?
Welcome to the world's #1 pro wrestler and broadcast, Monte The Pharaoh, only seen here out of Indie Music TV, straight out of Ronkonkoma, New York, at the board. It's the Mr. Spock to my James Kirk.
What?
It's my Arthur Fonzarelli to my Richie Cunningham.
At least you didn't say Pinky Tuscadero, okay.
It's my Pinky Tuscadero to my Leather Tuscadero. It's Abe. Abe, how are you, buddy?
Doing good, guys. How you doing?
Lovely.
Very excited for the show tonight as we've got a special guest in-house. Former Florida champion Steve Keirn.
Georgie champion, too.
Georgia?
Yeah, one time.
Are you sure?
Yeah, one time.
I'd have to check that.
Yeah.
Did he win the Florida Heavyweight Championship? I don't
5
think so.
times.
Light heavyweight.
No, I think he was Florida champion.
Anyway, we're going to find out.
Well, he is your lightweight.
We'll find out.
Kinda.
We'll find out when he comes on there.
Okay. That sounds good.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
U.S. Olympian Gwen Berry faces backlash for snub of the Stars and Stripes. The pissed American athlete who turned away from the flag during the national anthem faced online backlash as she doubled down on her star-spangled snub. Gwen Berry on Saturday turned toward the crowd rather than the flag before holding up a black shirt that read, "Activist Athlete," prompting one critic to say Americans should return the favor. "Let's turn our backs on her," said the California Republican operative.
Okay.
"If you can't respect the flag or the anthem, then you shouldn't be allowed to compete," posted Vic Gramont, a Republican congressional candidate in Florida, on Twitter. Opinion writer Josh Jordan mocked Berry for thinking the Olympic trials are about her. Yes, the U.S. Olympic Committee spent time planning to make sure that the national anthem was played at the exact moment that she was on a podium, because everyone knows the Olympics is all about Gwen Berry. What's wrong with this people, says the Wisconsin governor. Thoughts, Jimmy Pharaoh?
What an asshole. Hey, it's America. I get to have an opinion, too. What's your name? Gwen Berry? You suck. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. And no, if you don't love your country, then don't compete for your country.
In the Olympics, nevertheless.
What kind of ass clown are you? And that's a face only a mother would want to give up for adoption.
The country is paying you.
Yeah, I took a shot. Screw you,
Taking
lady.
care of you.
Yeah.
Feeding you.
Absolutely.
And this is what you do.
Oh, well, it's just not right. She's got it rough, doesn't she? She's got it rough, and she should be doing what she did, right?
Yeah.
Jackass. Absolute jackass. Talk about not being grateful for your God-given gifts and your God-given gift of being in this country where you can actually, again, this is America, so we tolerate this because you're allowed to go up there and be an asshole.
Little roll call.
Yeah.
Matthew Holland in the house. R.J. Hudson, good to see you.
What's up?
Savio, how
Savio!
are you?
What's
ESO Creative, whose a show, the after show, is on at 10:30. Guys, don't miss it.
Yes.
Love that show.
Yep.
He's got magazine articles.
Yeah.
He's got a whole bunch of good stuff on there.
Well,
cool
he
stuff.
understands the generations of wrestlers.
Absolutely.
He
The
does.
First Lady of Wrestling, Miss
Of
Maria
course.
Davis,
Miss
the beautiful
Maria.
Maria Davis
What
in
is
the
up,
house.
Maria?
Luce, did I say Luce is there?
Loose.
B40, love to see you, man.
What's
don't
up?
always get to see you all
Where's
the time.
Where's Phil? I'm not hearing Phil.
Phil, I don't see
Where is
on the
Phil?
table yet. Maybe
Mr.
Phil.
Cesare.
Maybe Phil was fed up after maybe he's just not a Steve Keirn fan. I don't know. That could be a possibility.
I think that could be a very real possibility.
Maybe he could voice. If Phil comes on, he could voice his opinion how much he may hate.
Yeah, he's like Steve
the
Corn
guy
Colonel.
that's coming on.
Yeah,
right?
you might have a problem with him.
I wonder how Kern will handle that when he comes on. We'll find out.
I got a bad feeling, but go ahead.
Wait a minute. Is Phil in the house? Phil is there. Welcome back. Phil, how are you?
Cesare?
All right. Good
What's
to see
happening,
you.
Phil?
So coming off last week's debate, the
Yeah.
Madonna-Joplin debate.
What?
Madonna,
You're not going to let this lie?
Well-
You lost.
Hold on.
The guest said so, too.
Madonna was
Yeah.
revived by Narcan injection.
Oh, thank God.
When the Queen of Pop was found unresponsive on June 24th, those who discovered her lifeless body were forced to administer Narcan.
What's a Narcan injection?
That's what they usually do when people OD on heroin. Dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they
Very
hit you up with
interesting.
that.
All right.
It was also used to reverse acute septic shock in patients, a condition Madonna is said to have suffered.
Septic shock. I almost died from
May
septic.
I ask you this?
Nobody gave me a freaking narcotic called Narcan or whatever.
Happening is that you think there's something going on
With what?
that's making people die at such a lot of people dying at young ages.
Well, I'm not really that surprised.
Madonna all of a sudden gets hit with some kind of septic shock.
Yeah, that's kind of strange. Well, usually if you're going septic, it's because your insides exploded. I should know. So I'm really not sure why she would have septic shock unless she's been eating that strange Kabbalah food. I don't know.
I
don't know why she would have septic shock.
I'm not going to say it. I don't want our channel to get shut down, but I think
something smells funny.
Something doesn't smell right.
Interesting.
In my opinion.
Okay, fair enough.
Maybe we'll ask Kern about that after the
Are you sure he's going to want to handle sensitive subjects like this?
We'll find out.
I guess we're going to have to.
We will.
All
September 17th is the next setup. There'll be more before this, guys, but just in studio. The Cuban Assassin
nice.
will be in
Puerto Rico legend, WWC.
And one of my top 5 favorites, Barry Windham, will be back for a second time.
Very nice.
Barry was supposed to be back about a year ago.
How's he feeling?
I don't know.
All things considered.
Well, we're going to find out.
Yeah, I love Barry.
In fact, if anybody knows, on our interview with Barry, which was covered, Barry, when I was asked about his first heart attack, he said he did not have it, and the dirt sheets picked that up. And I have to believe him. If he said he didn't have a heart attack, he didn't have a heart attack.
Right. And the second time he was supposed to come in, but it snowed and someone got scared. I remember that.
Yep.
Right.
And the third time, from what I understand, he had a heart attack.
Right.
And a pretty bad one.
Right. Well, this time around, we'll get to the bottom of that.
But if he's traveling,
he must be feeling better.
It's good news.
It is.
And hopefully we could get him to sing Rap is Crap with Wisteria Hall, which will be exciting for everybody.
That'd be awesome.
You know, a lot of times the guests love to come on the show because they get to do different things.
That's right.
And have fun.
Because they get it.
They do get it.
It's called entertainment.
It is entertainment.
That's what wrestling is.
Right.
You should be able to take a joke.
You can get an interview with any of these wrestlers pretty much any time.
Right.
From the Kid in England.
Right.
Hannibal.
Right.
Everybody's doing them now. Some other dude in his bedroom.
Oh, and just to spell this out.
Good.
Most wrestlers here, right?
Yeah.
Figures like, I don't know, the Beatles or something here.
Mitch Seinfeld says that was not the Cuban Assassin.
Who did he put up?
I don't know.
Bruiser Brody?
I don't know. But that guy, Mitch, welcome back. Mitch came back from the Holy Land in Israel. He was in Israel?
Mitch. Very cool. Why didn't you take the Pharaoh?
Let's find a real Cuban Assassin picture because Mitch will bother me about this for a week.
He probably will. He'll probably be like, what'd you do?
Mitch, I saw your calls coming in. I was very busy at work. B40 says, better fabulous ones, entrance, sharp-dressed man, ZZ Top, everybody wants you, Billy Squire.
Everybody wants you. That ruined Billy's career. You know that, right?
Benny Scala in the house. Dan and Benny have decided to take their video and come to the Monte and the Pharaoh Network.
Brilliant move.
Which is a brilliant move on their end.
I love it. That's great.
There's a Cuban Assassin picture.
There he is.
I think Mitch will approve that.
Mitch, are we cool now?
Put your stamp on it.
I hope so.
Again, when you're talking about everybody else's shows, they are out of their bedroom, whatever. This is a television broadcast.
Right.
We're on cable television.
Yes, we are.
We're seen in New York by 150,000 people.
Oh, is that all? Yeah.
Oh,
is that all?
You know.
It's better ratings than the UHF Florida wrestling from back in the day, I'll tell you that.
Well, we could ask Kern about that after the...
I think we should. Why not?
All right. Anyway, I know everybody's excited for Kern, but before we get to him, I'd like to thank the band that sings the theme song for Monte the Pharaoh and Jimmy Farrell, along with his partner, Bart Griggs. Make up the band with Stereo Hall. They sing such great songs as In My Dreams, This Life, Not Far Behind, Here Come the Rain, and of course the Monte and the Pharaoh theme song, Riding High.
And Phil DeCesare's favorite song, Sinners Never Sacrifice.
That is?
Right, Phil?
Sinners Never Sacrifice is a great
I remember him saying that.
It's a great song.
I love that song.
And I will tell you.
If I don't say so myself.
Officially on my top list of Wisteria Hall, though,
yeah,
is the cover of Wish You Were Here.
That was really just something that would... Wasn't that when JJ and Scott Hall had died in the same week?
Yes. You know what? You are
goosebumps,
effing psychic.
Man.
You know why you're psychic? Because I was thinking to myself,
love them both.
How bad are we as hosts?
Yeah.
And I look back, JJ died a year ago in March.
Oh, man.
We missed the anniversary.
Yeah, but you know
and
what?
we should be ashamed of ourselves.
Okay, I'll go with that.
But
yeah,
I wasn't going to bring it up.
I love JJ. Oh, my God.
JJ McGuire was one of the finest human beings that I've ever
called us constantly, but not just a great guy.
I
love talking to him.
He was a great friend.
Fuck. We love you, JJ. Oh. And Scott Hall, too. That was rough.
You can find Wisteria Hall's music on... Oh, by the way, you cut me off.
Hey, yo.
I reached out to Bart. I would love to see you and Bart do a cover of Wicked Game.
Wicked Game?
Yeah.
Wicked Game? What's wrong with me?
You think about it.
Wicked Game?
Yeah. You can find their music on the Wisteria Hall YouTube page where you hit like and subscribe, download their music on Spotify, Apple Music, and Reverb Nation. If you didn't know it, you are watching the world's #1 pro wrestling broadcast.
That's right.
Monte The Pharaoh. Catch us on the Monte The Pharaoh YouTube page, Monte The Pharaoh Facebook Live page. Hear us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Anchor. Catch us on the Monte The Pharaoh Twitch TV page. If you're lucky enough to live in New York, catch us on channel 115 every Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. and Saturday at 11:30 a.m. And channel 20 Tuesdays at 7 p.m. where over 150,000 people watch us weekly. And not only that.
Hello, ding dong.
Not only that.
Not only that.
We're part of something called the Intuitive Network.
And that is spelled INTUITIVE. Intuitive Network. Get into it.
It's a free app, guys. Download the app. Document. In fact, I'm going to give the Monte and the Pharaoh family a test next week.
Okay.
And I'm going to want to know what your favorite show, besides Monte the Pharaoh,
besides us,
on the Intuitive Network is.
Okay.
This stuff, dude, they've got horror. Just for the 4th of July, they had a whole bunch of specials for the 4th of July.
Very nice.
That were awesome. They've got late night. They've got some sporting events on there. It's the bomb, dude. It is the bomb.
You know what? I watched on the 4th of July, and I don't even have a TV, but they were watching it in the house I was in. The Gilligan's Island Marathon.
Wait a minute. In the house you live in, they don't let you watch. They don't let you watch.
No, of course they do. I just don't have much of a use for television. I noticed that
they were
but
you're allowed to watch.
Of course I am.
All right. Yeah. We'll be right back with our special guest.
Skinner! Skinner? See you in a sec.
Sweet Caroline, ba, ba, ba. The times never seem so good. So good.
Sir? Manscaped?
Uh-huh.
Have you tried the new equipment that's been sent?
I'm afraid because it says weed whacker. I'm scared.
Maven, Manscaped, what are you thinking about
Love
Manscaped, dude?
Love it.
What do you use it for?
Necessity. What don't I use it for? Put it this way. The only hair I have on my entire body is these eyebrows.
Yeah.
That you see. These caterpillars racing to the middle of my nose. That's it.
That is it.
That's all I have. And that's all I want.
That's the
So Manscaped is a
You-
must.
We were talking before the show. There's nothing worse than just hair.
Yeah.
Right? Hair on a woman, hair on a man. It's just bad.
Absolutely. And it's the one thing that the older I get, it starts growing more in unwanted areas.
Absolutely.
I hate it.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Uh-oh.
Just going to go out there.
Oh, boy.
Go for it.
You're doing a deed.
Yes.
Again, I don't want you to have to admit this because we, as men, we try not to admit this. But if you're going to go do the deed on a woman, would you rather have her be hairless or a little hair, racing stripe, or
Racing stripe.
full retro bush?
Racing stripe.
Retro Bush is out.
Yes, thank you.
Retro Bush is out.
Yeah.
I don't mind a small, well manicured landing strip. Every now and then, if it's completely, and I'm talking like baby's ass bald, then I start. Where is that pedophilia line? I don't want to wander into that.
That's very
thought of it like
interesting.
that.
I never thought about that. You're a smart dude. Holy shit.
So if the landing strip is clean enough for the plane to go in smoothly, you're cool with that?
If the landing strip has, like I said, well manicured,
Yeah,
you can see both sides. It's not
Like blinking lights on both sides of that
I
landing?
just don't. I don't want. I don't want the shrubbery going off into unwanted areas on that as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Oh, look
but-
what you found. Ooh.
I got to be all honest though. Hey, the older I get though, I don't think I can be as
I found it! I found
have
it!
you ever gone down there and she slowly brings down the underwear? Then
What is
Retro. Just,
Absolutely.
You're like, whoa.
Wow,
Yeah, I'm
like
46,
it
of
pops
course.
out?
Do you like walk out or what do you do?
No, I muster through. I muster up the courage to get
He's a
through.
trooper. He's a trooper. Got to give him an A.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah,
There you go.
I hear you.
There you
Listen,
go.
I couldn't
Bush.
say. I couldn't say. Well, if you have the same beliefs as Maven does, Manscaped could help you.
Absolutely.
The weed whacker.
Absolutely.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that I may have to, go in a room, close the door, and hang out with the weed whacker for a little while.
Yeah, I think you're a retro guy, aren't you?
I like 70s adult films, if that's what you're getting at.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
but
only
with that,
Ron
we're going to take a
Jeremy,
quick
Batman.
commercial break, and we'll be
Anyway.
back with this wrestling icon, Maven.
We will see you in a drop kick second.
Drop kicks. All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monte The Pharaoh. We're welcoming Mr. Steve Keirn.
Oh!
Wait, there's no Steve Keirn.
Who the hell is he?
Oh, Jimmy, I forgot to tell
You
you.
forgot to tell me. Forgot to tell me what?
This afternoon. No, not this afternoon. I'm sorry, tonight.
What, like at the last second
At
tonight?
the last second,
What happened?
this is what happened, Jimmy. Again, guys, I'm sorry to
here we
disappoint
go.
everybody, but
Stay with
I
us,
guess,
folks. You're
I
gonna
guess,
like this.
I guess I
Hey.
should. I guess I could read this.
Why not?
So,
It's a free country.
Go
ahead.
Kern's going to do the show.
Yeah.
Finishing up, gets his email address, got to do the link and everything else. And I write him and I say, Steve, just want to tell you, my partner Jimmy
Yeah.
is going to kind of bust on the Skinner character a little
Right.
bit. Now, I don't usually tell the guest what we're doing.
Right.
Okay, this was maybe the first time. God knows what made me do it.
Okay.
I'm an idiot, I guess.
Well, he's one of the early, wrestlers from when we were watching.
Again, I don't know why I was doing it.
All right.
And, first I asked him, I said, hey, do you mind if we do a little gimmick
A little
with you?
fun with the Skinner thing.
And he says,
Okay.
depends on the direction. Rather hear it than, be stuck in it. Right? This
Oh.
is what he writes.
He's stuck in it.
So I said, okay, my partner's going to
Stuck in
make fun
what?
of the Skinner character.
Wow, that sounds terrible. Go ahead.
So then I get this response. Michael, hard to read people you've never met. Sorry if one comes across kind of stiff. I got to use the wrestling language.
Right.
Because everybody uses the word stiff
What a
when
mark.
you're talking about shit, right?
It sounds like a mark.
No,
but
it
go
sounds
ahead.
like a fucking idiot.
Well,
but
that's
there's the deal. Sounds like the Iron Sheik deal, and I can't see doing it no matter how it turns out.
Ugh.
It takes a shot at my character and then my response. Even when in the mind you think it would be cool, it might go sour.
Oh.
Again, I'm sorry, we wanted to make fun of the worst character in the history of wrestling.
Saba
right?
Simba
Not-
blows him away.
Not Steve Keirn himself.
No, of course
The
not.
Skinner character.
Right.
And I don't think there's
Which
one
sucked.
effing wrestling fan
Oh.
that liked Skinner.
Drizzling alligator shits.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay? It's like no one liked it. And
No.
I don't think he liked it.
No. I
Okay,
don't
so
think he
God
did
knows
either.
he would take offense to it, right?
By the way, this would have been. When was this going to take place? This little thing at the end of the
At the end of the
after
interview.
an hour of
Right.
fucking lathering the guy.
Even when in your
Yeah,
mind
okay.
you think it would be cool, it might go sour.
Oh, please.
I guess you
Lighten
just
up.
don't know me, cause you would understand my generation of guys.
Oh, like Bob Backlund, who loved us.
Well,
and went
first
on
of
the
all, hold
fly.
on.
Greg Valentine, who loved us.
We're not
Lanny Poffo.
we're not the
I
20-year-old kid in England. We're not the 20-year-old guy that's shooting shit out of his bedroom.
Right.
Okay. We're close to your age, dude.
No, we're not. I'm not.
And then he fishes. I'm going to pass on the whole deal now. Good
How
luck
professional.
with your show.
How professional. He's in the entertainment business for how many years? And he gets all you take yourself a little too seriously, huh, Mr. Kern? Why am I calling you Mister? Fuck you.
Why are you
You
calling
fucking
him
suck.
mister?
Fuck
I mean,
off.
I
What the
mean,
fuck is
all
that?
seriousness.
Yeah, please. First impressions go a long way. And
B40 says Kern was semi-over in one. B40, that was 40.
Thank you.
You're so right.
Right.
In fact, I was telling Jimmy, right? So me and Jimmy,
Right, he
like,
thinks he's a superstar.
the show is with
Okay.
a lot of the older school wrestlers, right?
Of course
We get
it is.
But I had never, ever watched a Steve Keirn match in my entire life.
Right.
Never.
I got you.
Even when he was in the AWA,
Right.
I never
I got
watched
you.
him.
How quickly did Stan
Oh, I'm
Lane...
sorry. I probably saw a Skinner match somewhere along the line.
Yeah. How quickly did Stan Lane run away from him anyway? Midnight Express, anybody?
Well, first of all, he's probably jealous because, while he was Stanley was pulling trim in every town, Steve was...
And he was skinning gators.
Or he's skinning himself.
Yeah, he probably was.
That's where he got the name Skinner.
That's it.
He probably used to walk in on him.
That's it. With the wrist guard. Yeah. Ugh.
Dude, I gotta tell you, I'm fucking pissed off right now.
Yeah, well, he's an asshole.
He's
an unprofessional
asshole. Literally half an hour before the show.
And you were so worried about who you were dealing with. You were so worried, we might take it to... Well, listen, you fucking backed out at the last fucking second because you don't even understand your own business at this point. You think you're The Rock or something? We don't understand your generation? I watched your generation when I was a kid. Along with all the other... Do you know how many people from your generation we've had on this show? How many of them have been more than happy to have fun? Yeah, do you even know what the word is? What is wrong with you?
Could you imagine Maven, right? Okay.
Hey, you asked for it. Now you got
that Manscaped commercial was...
it was fantastic. It was totally organic, right on the fly.
Imagine Raven, oh my God, don't talk about Bush in front of me. I mean, are you kidding me?
Landing strip! I'm leaving!
Bob Backlund, the most straightest guy in the world.
And I quote Bob Backlund.
Good.
Are you saying I'm soft and out of shape? Yeah, Bob, I am. Yeah. He goes over and stands on his head for us.
Exactly.
And Bob Backlund, by the way, and thank God this never happened.
Right.
Steve Keirn was supposedly going to take the spot that Backlund took. You wouldn't have lasted 1 week.
Could you imagine?
No!
Could you imagine Kern as WWE champion?
No, because I would have watched anything else.
We wouldn't be doing this show right now.
Skinner! Hold on, little buddy! This is fucking horrible, man. Gilligan's Island, here we come. Skinner! Fucking horrible. Well, Steve Keirn, congratulations, because, first impressions go a long way, man. I loved watching you in Florida back in the day on my little UHF
Did you
television.
Really? Did
well,
you
that's
really?
Because I had Gordon Soley announcing for me. Let's not forget all the other things that were on that program. But he was on those early days where I first got into wrestling. So first impressions go a long way, but you know what goes an even longer way?
What's that?
Last impressions. You suck. That was so unprofessional.
Maria's right. Maybe he'll go to Hannibal's show. Look,
go ahead.
The dude's done every.
Have a great time, Steve Keirn.
He even did that Lushes podcast, Wolfie D.
Give me a break.
I mean, seriously, dude.
Whatever.
It was like, you know what?
No word from Wolfie D. What the?
Drunk again.
Here I go.
I'm Wolfie D. I'm drunk again.
Here I go.
Again, I'm sorry
Fucking A.
that we wanted to have fun with the Skinner character.
Right.
I cannot believe. How old is this guy now? 70-something?
70-something. Old enough to know better.
You're
what the
that
hell?
soft. You're that effing soft.
And he thinks that much of himself, too.
B40 he says.
What did he say? Hit it,
Kern
B40.
sounds about as fun as a Von Erich family reunion.
All right. No, I ain't doing that. That was incredibly, that was fucking unbelievable. B40.
Who would be at that reunion?
Nobody. Exactly. What are you talking about? That's awful.
Empty.
Oh, that's awful. I can hear someone in Queens shaking their fist. Ah!
But the
my
guy,
God.
You're 70 years old, dude.
You take yourself way too seriously. What is this?
This is a guy that because Mike Graham told you to break some innocent guy's legs because he wanted to be a wrestler,
right?
You were okay with it,
right?
Don't make fun of Skinner,
right?
But I only broke people's legs.
I can ruin this guy's life.
But yeah, but hey, that's okay.
That's okay. But don't worry. Skinner ruined yours. What are you gonna do?
I'll break your leg.
Yeah.
I'll ruin your life.
Well, you know what? Once again, hey, can I get a high five? Mike, don't leave me hanging. Vince McMahon's a genius. He saw that you were nothing and made you Skinner.
Feels like, what was his major malfunction?
His major malfunction?
Yeah.
You were going to make fun of Skinner. Oh, what do you mean? I take myself seriously. You don't understand my generation.
My generation?
What the fuck kind of drugs are you on? What the fuck is that?
Oh, God, dude. You were... Okay.
Is that a picture of Skinner?
That's a picture.
Put that picture. Look at this loser. I mean, my God, Samba Simba is a wrestling legend compared to this. Look at that.
All right. Well, you look. He's not a loser.
Yeah, he is. I ain't backing off this. He's a loser. Get the fuck out.
Is Skinner a loser or Kern a loser?
Skinner's such a loser. Well, here's the worst part. I always thought the character Skinner was a loser, but now I'm learning that Steve Keirn is a loser. That's terrible.
I think
like I said, last impressions go a long way.
Listen, I think you hit on the head. Vince McMahon knew exactly what he was talking about.
Right. Ugh, is that a close-up of him? Look at this puss. Put that up. Don't make fun of me. You don't understand my generation.
Luce says Kern was a jobber in WWE with zero storyline. Benny says this guy takes himself way too seriously.
Thank you, Benny.
Again.
That's the problem, Benny.
Again.
I mean, what is going on here? And how unprofessional, though. Seriously.
No, it is unprofessional.
That is incredibly unprofessional.
And you know what?
We have a cable show. We put in all this time. You wrote the script. Abe is over there launching all the pictures, getting everything ready. I'm working with Abe to get everything fucking ready. I'm psyched. Yes, here we go. You're going to make fun of Skinner? Skippy! Down goes the minnow!
It's
what the fuck is going, Skinner?
Like,
what the?
Of all things to get upset about.
You gotta be kidding me.
This is a guy whose father was 2 times a POW, right?
Where's the genetics?
No, but
where's the toughness?
I can understand if someone tried to make fun of that. You know what
that's
I mean?
wrong,
or
obviously.
Maybe someone got upset over
It's a wrestling gimmick.
It's Skinner.
Oh my God. And for all you idiots out there, because there may be a few who are like, I can't believe you're picking on the great Steve Keirn. He's a wrestler! We don't worship wrestlers! The hell's wrong with you weirdos? We like them, we love them sometimes as people if they're cool with us and we get along great,
Wait,
but what
Phil,
is this crap?
This is what Phil writes.
Yeah, what do you got,
Skinner,
Phil? Sorry,
a
man.
paragon of virtue. An inspiration to millions, a role model to children, a guiding light, an intellectual par excellence.
Phil's killing it.
Why, Steve? Why?
Phil, you are the best.
Do you
my
know,
God.
with all due
That's
respect,
brilliant.
wait a minute, I'm
I
going
love
to defend Kern at this point.
No!
Can you hear me out?
No!
Just one time.
All right, fine, go ahead. Go ahead.
The character of Skinner changed many lives. Okay?
What?
Young people who were watching
They went into dentistry
WWF
instead of
TV,
wrestling? I
They
mean-
saw Steve Keirn as Skinner.
Right.
Coming out of the swamps.
Yeah?
You know, in his
There's a bad
dungaree
Crocodile
jacket.
Dundee. I'm changing the channel?
right,
I mean...
you know, spitting chewing tobacco,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
Because
well,
remember that
oh, you
he
gotta
used to
spit
spit
the
the
oh,
chewing. Because
absolutely.
remember, he used to spit on people after he pinned them.
Oh, sure.
You
Wait
know,
a minute.
because that was
wait a
that
second.
was going to be the that was going to be Backlund's replacement.
Right. Wait a second, though. He pinned people? Skinner?
Yeah, in the beginning.
Who did he pin? Oh, that
Yeah,
was
like-
me. Oh, sorry. I was jobbing back in those days. I was a little underweight, too. I was about 120.
It was back in the day.
Yeah, I didn't use a foreign
But the
object.
bad thing is he used to spit chewing tobacco.
Right.
Talk about uncleanliness. So not
Right.
only did he break people's legs because, you know, Graham made
Mike
him.
Graham said so.
Not Mike Graham. Eddie Graham.
Eddie Graham. That's even worse.
Eddie said, you must do this.
Eddie Graham said
And God
so.
forbid that, you know, Steve has such high morals because God forbid you talk about Skinner.
Right.
He
Right.
broke people's legs.
Ruined the
because
guy's
that's
career.
okay.
Of
That's
course,
okay.
no, yeah, that's okay.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Get your priorities aligned.
Yeah, sure, right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, he blows. Anyway.
But then he was going to replace the great Bob Backlund.
No way in hell. No way in hell. And it never
Do you
would have worked.
imagine if
It's such an
Steve
insult
Keirn
to
was
Bob Backlund, by the
WWE
way.
champion, Don Morocco called him Howdy Doody? Steve Keirn might have fucking had a heart attack.
He would be like, Vince, I'm quitting.
He would quit.
He's calling me names.
He's calling me Howdy Doody.
How do you not? And then he's like, you don't understand my generation? We understand everybody. Apparently, you don't understand your own generation. You're on an island of self-worship unto yourself.
I don't even know
What
what
is
the
that?
hell, the thing he said about the Iron Sheik. What are you talking about?
What is he talking about?
He doesn't want to be taken. I guess he's saying the Iron Sheik is a joke. Maybe that's what he's saying. He will not be a joke like the Iron Sheik
Well,
is.
let's see. Let's really talk. Okay, can I do like level?
Yeah,
okay.
sure. Yeah.
Let's put Steve Keirn. Okay, I'll put him here, right?
Yeah.
Iron Sheik. Uh-oh, watch this. Zoop. You jabroni Skinner. Skinner! Pooh! Pooh!
You really hate the Skinner character.
Oh, I fucking hate it. I always did hate it. My gimmick is way better than
So
Skinner.
let me ask you this. So let's go
Not
back
even
to your
close.
Florida days because we got to give Kern some time here.
No, I will
Because he
not.
was a guest on the show.
Where is he?
He's not here now. But
Yeah.
well,
I'd rather interview the couch. It
when
would
you
be
were
more
watching
exciting.
back as a young influenced Pharaoh, a baby
Yes,
Pharaoh,
baby Pharaoh, teenage Pharaoh.
and you see the great Steve Keirn, he left an impression on you in Florida Championship
No, I just
Wrestling?
associated with him. No, who was leaving an impression on me, believe it or not, was Gordon Soley, Sir Oliver Humperdinck, Dusty Rhodes, Bugsy McGraw,
Kevin Sullivan,
Kevin Sullivan.
Dark Angel.
Yeah, They were leaving an impression.
Purple Haze.
Oh, I loved Purple Haze. Purple Haze was their shit. Hell, even Mr. Florida, when Sir Oliver stuck the cigar in his eye.
I'll even venture to go Mike Graham.
Mike Graham, sure.
Right, that's what I remember.
Right. Everybody except that little fellow who was supposed to be Bob Backlund, who later on had that gimmick. Skinner! Nah, no good. No good. Loser. At the end. The end. This is what you get when you cancel at the last second on guys you think are going to suck your ass because you're some sort of wrestler. Fuck you. Sorry. You suck. That's the way it goes.
All right, anyway.
You know? Absolutely.
RJ Hudson says,
That's
it's okay,
okay.
Monty. You made him cry. He'll be okay.
Yeah.
He can do a cry show on Twitch with Ronda Rousey. Jay Will says, Mark Lewin. All right, anyway.
Yeah.
Are we done with
I don't know, are we?
Or are we done with Skinner?
We could probably throw jokes at him the rest of the show.
We could.
No, we could.
We could.
You know, but
All
there's
right,
other
but
things we
so
could do.
since obviously this is an unscripted show, guys,
Yeah,
we're
we're
going to need
going
your
on
help.
the
So
fly.
we're going to do something called, what the hell? We're going to call it, Jay Will says Bob Backlund started in Florida, but he ended in the WWF.
He sure did. He sure did.
Where Steve Keirn ended in Florida, but that's beside. But he did go to WCW as a job or two.
No, I could have. Wait a
But
minute.
let's
I thought he
play-
ended at a
Let's
Walmart
give
in
Keirn
Center
his
Reach.
props.
Yeah,
Let's
go ahead.
play What If.
Okay.
Remember the comic What If?
Oh, I love the comic.
You
What
do.
if Hulk had killed Wolverine?
Yes,
One of my favorite ones. Yeah.
Okay,
Go
so
ahead.
Pharaoh, it's going to be hard.
All right.
What if Vince Sr.
Yeah.
listens to Graham and he makes Steve Keirn the new champion? Meaning, here we go. We're going to start the What If and tell me how this goes. Steve Keirn pins superstar Billy Graham, Madison Square Garden. Go.
Well, honestly, I think it would probably have lasted about 2 months before Senior realized this is not the guy. And he takes the belt off him. There would probably have been a couple of title defenses at the Garden. They wouldn't have gotten the shot. You see, Steve Keirn wasn't Bob Backlund for so many different reasons. Bob Backlund was an amateur champion. Bob Backlund was the next guy, and it was obvious because he had Arnold Skolin with him. Everything about Bob Backlund screamed, and now don't forget, in these days, wrestling was considered a sport. Kayfabe was not dead, you know. So Bob Backlund had the amateur background, the athleticism. You could take him seriously. I don't think Steve Keirn would have ever had that. It's almost a huge knock on Bob Backlund, who we still feel to this day doesn't get the credit he deserves. Okay? After Bruno Sammartino, the longest reign that Roman Reigns is probably never going to get to anyway is Bob Backlund.
We were just discussing it.
Yeah.
Like, where does Roman have a chance? Roman might beat San Martino's second reign.
Second reign.
Might.
Yeah.
We
and
were
even
doing
then-
the timing, and
Right.
it would be WrestleMania. He'd have to beat
Right.
Cody Rhodes,
Correct.
who's probably going to end up wrestling,
Right.
in order to beat Bruno's
Right,
fourth reign,
and I don't
which
think
isn't
he's
going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, Bob Backlund's reign was the second longest after Bruno's first, and Bob Backlund was
Mitch
truly great.
Seinfeld.
I mean,
Now, this is out.
Truly great.
Mitch Seinfeld goes,
What's he got?
Steve Keirn has more charisma than Bob Mitch, shut up.
all right,
Shut
Mitch.
up.
There must have been some pretty good Israeli weed over there.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
Because I'm
man.
sorry, bro. Steve Keirn had zero charisma. And by the way, Bob Backlund angry? Go watch one of those promos where Bob Backlund's angry. All right?
Steve Keirn had
Steve Keirn,
more
zero.
charisma
Zero.
than Bob
Let's compare Skinner to Mr. Backlund. It's not even close.
No, it's not.
Mr. Backlund was fantastic.
But
what are we talking
The
about?
thing is, okay, let's even go further. So say he holds on to the belt a
Look
little
at Mitch. Mitch, why you gonna share that weed from Jerusalem? I mean, come on, man. What the? Go ahead. We love Mitch.
Backlund
but, man.
goes and wrestles Harley Race. I mean, Kern goes and wrestles Harley Race and Ric Flair.
Yeah.
They're probably stealing the belt off the WWF. They're gonna beat Kern up,
Right.
take the belt,
Right.
and then we don't. It changes history.
Yeah. No good. No good. Yeah. Bob Backlund, Steve Keirn. There is no comparison. It's actually an insult to Bob Backlund. You know.
Benny
quite
says
honestly.
Kern has the personality of a dead moth.
Okay. That works for me. I just can't believe he takes himself that
So
seriously.
where does McMahon go after he chooses Kern and Kern doesn't work out?
Well, he's got to put the belt back on a bad guy first to get the belt on a good guy, right? Maybe I got to think about that. Look, to be honest, Steve Keirn, Sergeant Slaughter could take the belt from him. Killer Khan could take the belt from him. Angelo Mosca could take I would buy all of these guys. Any one of them. Just line them up. Someone take the belt off of this bore fest. Absolutely. And Bob Backlund was not a bore fest. We actually rooted every month for him to lose because we kind of hated him. It's a little different than having no feelings towards him. I don't think that Steve Keirn would have done very well at all, quite honestly. The right move was the All-American boy.
Mitch now weighs in. He goes, the fabulous ones were nothing but money. Where?
What is he talking about?
Where were they money?
There was such money that Lane ran off to be in a money-making team.
Exactly.
What are you talking about?
Mitch, sometimes I think you are smoking a ganja. Look, the reality of it, okay?
Don't put ganja down like that. What are you talking about?
Kern was so well respected when Vern Gagne told the Road Warriors that the fabulous ones were going to beat them. The Road Warriors
Cold
said,
day in hell.
"No, they're not," and they beat the shit out of them. And that's how scared they were.
Right.
Like,
please don't hurt us. Yeah, there you go.
You know what I mean? They didn't even respect them enough to even do the job.
Why didn't Kern retire after that? Because he was insulted. He should have been like, "Oh, you didn't put me over? I quit.
Oh, you know,
I'm not doing the show."
He has a high moral standard.
He has a high moral standard. Go break this guy's leg.
The fabulous ones were money. Where were they money? Why? Because Jim Cornette said so?
Oh,
I mean,
Jim Cornette says a lot of
What
things.
is money? Tell me what money is.
Money is Roman Reigns' current run.
No,
money
let's talk
The
about
Rock.
old school wrestling. So
okay.
When
well, Bruno Sammartino was money back in his run.
When you're talking
Hulk Hogan was money.
Jimmy Valiant, right? Who I'm not a fan of. Right, I heard him on Dan and Benny's this week on the channel, right?
Okay, fine.
He said at that point, when they made him into a tag team champion, right? Because he was only making like $500 a week.
Right.
He was making, I don't know, don't hold me to it, $2,000 a week.
Okay.
$2,000 a week. I think they did the conversion. It was like close to $1 million or
That's
something
nice.
crazy like that.
Yeah, sure.
You're gonna tell me the fabulous ones were making $1 million?
No.
Get out of
not
here.
At all. What's with the love for Steve Keirn anyway? I'm very confused.
Because Mitch long plane trip.
Oh, is that what
Probably
happened?
had a bloody nose.
The turbulence got him.
It's a long trip,
Well,
man. It's
that
like 11
explains
hours,
it.
man.
They probably served shit alcohol on the plane. You know, the food was no good.
The yarmulkes could be tighter in Israel.
They wear tight yarmulkes in Israel?
It could be.
They
could be tighter.
I don't remember.
It kind of puts pressure on the brain.
Does it?
Yeah, it does.
Interesting.
And then before you know it, you're putting on the world's greatest broadcast that the fabulous ones are money.
Right. And that Steve Keirn has more charisma than Bob Backlund. What are we talking about here?
Seriously, that dude's been on our couch. Lots of respect. The guy was a promoter, everything else.
Oh, absolutely.
But some of the shit that comes out of his mouth is out of...
Yeah, but Steve Keirn has no charisma. None. He never did.
Every time he does something like this, he loses credibility.
I gotta be honest, Stan Lane didn't have any either.
Yeah, but Stan Lane was
good. But he looked good.
He looked good.
He did look good.
He was a handsome man.
He did look good, but there's no charisma going on there. Okay, fabulous ones. Promo! Well, Skinner! All right, little buddy, I'll do it for you. I don't know, man. Lame.
Luce says Kern probably made $80,000 to $120,000 a year, which is good money.
Oh, sure.
Right, that's not bad money.
Absolutely.
But how many years is that? Like, what's the average range of a wrestler? 10 years?
That's a great question. Could be. I don't know what the average is, man. Does it really turn out to be 10 years? I bet you it's a lot shorter if you start factoring in all the wrestlers.
Kern wrestled in Florida for like 12 years.
Right.
Then I think he went to Memphis like 2 years. I think it was Memphis.
Okay.
And then he WCW.
Okay.
And then the WWE. So you say all within... And he started at a very young age, right?
Yeah, I would say from like 1980 to 1991.
He started like 19 years old, though, right? He was a young guy.
That's most of his run,
So
basically.
say his run was 14 years, 15 years, right?
All right.
Maybe 3 of those years he did $120.
Right, okay.
He wasn't making that kind of money in Florida.
Where's his WrestleMania match?
Was Skinner ever in a WrestleMania
If he
match?
was, I don't remember it, so that goes to show.
But he had charisma, though.
Oh, yeah, he had charisma.
Davio.
So does dried paint.
Bob Davio says, because of the fabulous ones, women started going to Memphis shows. Yeah, not because of Kern Davio, though, because of Stan Lane.
Yeah, for Stan Lane.
And then, like you said, Stan Lane went to the Midnight Express.
Right, I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. I'm going to go hang out.
You're going to be Skinner. I'm out of here. That's the end of that. See ya. I can see Vince, too, sizing him up and down. Well, that didn't take long.
That's
Skinner!
Kind of Let's go back to that.
Yeah.
Kern had more charisma than Backlund.
No way.
First of all, Kern had Cornette speaking for him.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Where is his charisma? He doesn't have any
charisma?
I have no idea. No, I understand Bob Backlund's not The Rock, But for God's sakes.
Wait a minute. Bob Backlund can do an interview.
Oh, Bob Backlund certainly could.
I mean, he did it every week.
And when he was mad and that finger would start pointing,
yeah.
I fucking love that shit. I ate that shit up.
Listen, I can't even believe we're even
I know. It's an insult to Bob
Kern
Backlund.
to Bob Backlund.
It really
it's
is.
not even close.
It's an insult.
It's like so stupid we're even discussing
it kind of is. Shepard Curly. Oh, come on.
All right, let's move the talk. Oh, Mitch took down his message. Mitch, don't get upset.
Mitch
It's
is
okay.
Mad? Oh no, he's pulling a Skinner. What's going on here?
Mitch, you're skinnering
Mitch,
out
that's
on
a
us.
bit much.
From now on, everybody, if you guys get soft and your feelings get hurt, you're going to be called Skinner.
Right, that's it. You're a Skinner.
Mitch says they made more money with pictures in Memphis than wrestling. I believe that. Why not?
Hey,
So how much did they make a picture? $2 back in the day?
Gee, who made more, Bob Backlund or Steve Keirn? Okay, next subject. Right? The end.
Again,
What?
I want to apologize to Steve Keirn. I'm sorry I hurt your feelings.
You better apologize to yarmulkes while you're at it.
I will. That'll be nice. That is bothering you. I know that
it
bothers
is
you.
bothering
I didn't mean it that way.
Yeah, what are you picking on yarmulkes for?
I apologize
They're
to
very
every.
lovely.
I apologize to every yarmulke out
I'm being
there.
serious. Don't pick on yarmulkes.
You just told me to apologize.
Yeah.
Can you let me?
I'm buying it. Keep going.
Yarmulkes, I'm very sorry. I know sometimes the days are tough and it gets tight.
It gets people sweat.
You got people
And
sweat.
you got nowhere to go.
and
You're
people-
stuck there on top
right?
of someone's
You have no
sweaty
hair
head.
like me. How do you keep a yarmulke on your head? Do you put glue on it or something?
What are you talking about? It's ready-made. You just go.
No, it doesn't hold, does it?
You can. You can
How?
get. You
Talk
can
to
get.
me.
I don't know. What do I look like, Captain Israel?
Do you put
I'm not
glue on it like Gorilla
You
Glue?
don't put glue on your yarmulke. What the hell's wrong with you?
asking.
I can't get it off. I can't get it off. Start running around, screaming and
But
shit. What's
listen,
wrong with you?
I do want to apologize to Steve Keirn. I'm
This is
sorry I hurt your
unbelievable.
feelings.
I'm going to spit a dreidel on your head.
I did not know that
Ay.
the Skinner character was that important to you. I
I
really
just-
didn't.
I
I didn't.
just-
I would never have known that.
Of course not. This is goofy, stupid shit. Hey, we want to have a little fun with the Skinner thing. What? What? I feel like I'm in the fucking Twilight Zone right now. One of the guys I watched when I was a kid, I was really excited to talk to. Great first impression. My last impression is going to be this. You suck.
You know, we should
that?
apologize to today's youth, too. Because if that is society at that age,
Right.
and they're that soft,
That's soft as shit.
forget it, man.
And shit is soft.
Forget it.
Like you poke it with a stick.
Forget
shit
it.
is really soft.
I guess he just wanted the basic interview questions.
I guess
like,
so. Tell us about
Back
that
in
armbar.
1980, you were in Florida and you wrestled Purple Haze. How was that?
So that means if he's that sensitive, and I had gone, you know, we've been told by other wrestlers that Gordon Soley drank. Don't talk about Gordon like that! Click. Steve? What the fuck's wrong with that? Skinner! Hold on, little buddy!
Well, no, because one of the questions was asked was, you could see it on the script, was,
Yeah.
you know, you broke people's legs. Don't you feel guilty about that now?
Oh, he would have hung up.
He would have.
He can't take any of these questions.
would've.
Everything's
But
gotta
again,
be...
did he break people's legs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
There's no lying about that.
I think he wanted every question to be, you are so great. Tell us about Florida, where you dominated. I think that's what he wanted every question to basically be like, which is really messed up.
Phil says this, you guys would have treated Kern with great respect.
Of course we would have.
Of course we would have.
Of course we would have. But
Not
you know what,
not
though?
anymore.
He fucked us, okay? He didn't give a shit about our
Sorry,
business
pro wrestler
or our
sports
preparation.
fan. Kern no-showed. Well, he didn't no-show us. He pretty much told me he wasn't coming on because
Right.
I know you're here late because I was going to ask Pharaoh was going to ask a funny Skinner question.
Right.
And he took
We were going to have
offense
some
it.
fun with Skinner.
He did not like it. He didn't feel the character was
Now we're disrespecting
it wasn't
him.
fair.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right. You're lucky you have anybody calling you to want to talk to you. Anyway, enjoy your life at your home with your Skinner posters surrounding your bedroom. You're a legend in your own mind, apparently. Whatever. Oh, we don't understand his generation. That's funny. Greg Valentine, we seem to understand very well. Ken Patera, he loves our shit. He loves us.
Imagine when
he gets it.
When I said to Ken,
Yeah.
could Vern Gagne kick your ass? Could you imagine if he got up and walked out? Because I heard his
What
feelings.
on earth? Have some fucking have a thicker exterior. What the hell's wrong with you? Well, he didn't have a very thick exterior.
I'm just
No.
Jimmy.
You're in shock.
I'm in shock.
I don't know why.
I'm in shock.
And what
Well,
was
I'm
my
disappointed
response?
for everybody out there, right? Number one.
Of course.
Right?
Of course.
Right? Because I never want to let anybody down. Right?
course.
But more importantly, I'm just in utter shock.
Well, I think it's more disappointment than anything. We put a lot of preparation into the show, and there was, he screwed us. That's all there is to it.
I have to think that he probably didn't want to do the show.
Well, okay, then don't do it. And don't do it at the last second with us like this. What the hell's wrong with you?
Exactly.
Hey,
this is probably the most unprofessional anyone's been with us.
Absolutely.
By far.
Not even close. It's not even close.
I can't even think anyone that's even done this.
No, nobody. And we've had brawls in this studio.
Yeah.
We've had all sorts of shit happen in this studio. They get it though. It's entertainment, one way or the other. Whether it, and it's always organic, and that's one of the beauties of the whole thing. So.
And then I wrote him and I said, hey.
What would have been the harm?
Well, I said
poke fun at Skinner. What the hell?
I said I apologize if I offended you. I wrote that.
I know you did.
And then he wrote, no heat here. It's like. With me, you lose credibility when you use stupid wrestling lingo.
By the way, it's very one-sided of him to say no heat with you. What does he care if you put in all that work promoting this?
Yeah.
What does he care if you put in the work to write the script? What does he care if me and Abe are over there at the board, working on the pictures and everything else? What does he care? No heat with him? Of course not. What did you do for this interview? All you had to do was sit on the other end of the phone and fucking answer some questions. So, of course, no heat with you. But as far as we go, nuclear heat. You suck.
Ibaz says, on Hannibal
shit.
TV and Cheapy Production, he was trying to get an interview done quick. So
really?
Probably just wanted to get it done.
And now he's fucking... So he fast-tracked Hannibal?
Well, the other thing, too...
Hannibal can't even talk
and Benny,
that fast.
thank you for this. He goes, the reason I started listening to you guys is because you guys ask questions on the podcast. No other podcast.
Right.
Here's the thing that really pisses me off, too. Yeah. Every time we announce somebody, like one of these new shows, they grab them.
Right away.
It's just like, come on.
They do it all the time.
Have a little class.
They do it all the time.
It's like, it's not going to affect what we do here.
Dude, this is the wrestling business. How much class are you expecting?
It doesn't affect me, though. It doesn't affect you. We just keep going. But,
I don't give a shit.
But again, you know what, though?
I'm having fun ripping his ass apart, though. I really am. Yeah, he was a prick.
He wants to promote his book, but leave quickly. You know what? You're right. Maybe you're right. Maybe I just gave him a window to back out of the interview.
You did absolutely nothing wrong whatsoever. He's soft, and he quit before, and he had made a commitment to do the show, and we had put a lot of advertisement into it and stuff. It's very unprofessional, and you're an ass clown. That's it. I'll never look at him the same way again.
So also everybody that understands, too, we have sponsors for the show.
Of course we do.
And the sponsors sometimes pay for the wrestlers to come out. In this particular case, not this particular show.
Well, it was Skinner.
Right.
We begged them to pay. They were like, Skinner. No.
But you're right. You don't
do that.
You don't do what
he
You just
did.
should have said, I don't want to do the show.
You don't do what he did. Absolutely.
And again, this is
a shitty thing to do.
Clearly, the guy doesn't get it because 150,000 people would have saw your interview.
Right.
And God knows how many books of the Kern Chronicles would have sold.
Does he know that the Adrian Adonis episode of Dark Side happened because of the daughter being on this show?
No, he does not know
I guess he doesn't realize shit like that, right?
No, he doesn't.
Oh, he probably just thought with two schmageggies from New York. Schmageggies?
No,
wow.
I think that he agreed to do it. And again, I'm not watching everybody's shows.
Right.
He says he was standoffish at the May 80s con in Jersey towards everyone.
Oh, really?
So, maybe...
Well, he's a real charming
with all
kind of
due
guy,
respect,
I guess.
I think I did read that he could be sick. I don't know if someone can confirm or deny that. I don't know.
Well, that's no laughing matter, but...
But here's the thing, guys. Okay. We try to have fun on the show with these guys.
Right.
And talk some serious stuff, like important things in life.
Right.
Like politics.
Right.
Or like people dying in their 30s.
Right.
For no reason at record numbers now.
Oh, boy, that's a problem.
Right?
Right.
Or,
right.
People not standing for the national anthem and
Right.
turning their back on the great flag of our country.
Right.
Yeah, we like to talk about that stuff. Again, if you want to just hear about that other shit, there's a million shows out there now. I was telling Jimmy,
Right.
we first got into it, it was what? Boston Wrestling with Dan, Hannibal, us. Our videos really wasn't doing anything anymore. what's his name that does Nash's podcast wasn't really doing anything anymore, and there wasn't really anybody else doing anything. So we had a different style. But now everybody and their brother's doing it, and they get the same guys we do. I mean, Christ Almighty, we had Ahmad Johnson on 2 weeks ago. I think 4 shows had him right after us. If you just want to hear straight wrestling questions, probably not the show for you.
No, probably not. I completely agree.
And if you're not going to, and I think it was B40 that said it, if you're going to sit there and take yourself that serious, all of us, that's me, that's Jimmy, that's Phil, that's the beautiful Maria Davis. If you all going to take yourself that seriously, I don't know what to tell you.
Can I say something strange?
Go ahead.
I'm glad we didn't interview him. Fuck him. The end.
Well, I gotta be honest with you. You know how I feel about people that have defended this country.
Okay.
I really wanted to hear about his feelings for his father, who is not a one-time POW.
Two-time.
2 different wars.
Nothing but respect.
Who they thought they had lost.
Right.
That itself is an incredible story.
Right.
What I wanted to ask him about was, what was it like when Mike Graham took his life, right? Because that was a close friend of yours,
That's
right?
a serious
This is
question.
important stuff.
I don't give a fuck about the armbar.
No.
I want to know about the soul.
No. I wanted to know how he felt when he heard that Chris Benoit murdered Nancy Benoit.
Who he knew. Who he knew.
How did that feel?
Right.
I wanted to know.
Yeah.
How it felt now when you look back at your life, that because Eddie Graham told you to bust some kid up because all he wanted to do was be a wrestler, and you broke his fucking legs.
Well, there you go.
Not just one guy, but many of them.
But hey.
How do you feel about yourself now, Steve Keirn?
But think about it. All these really great questions that would have gotten fantastic responses from most of our guests. This guy was freaking out about Skinner.
God knows
We're
what
better
he would have said.
off.
You're right.
We
God
are
knows.
better
God knows.
off that this Mr. Softy, we didn't waste our time with him. Steve Keirn, you're a waste of time. Skinner! Don't worry, little buddy. I can't get over that. I really can't. The worst gimmick ever, and he gets fucking crazy about it like it was The Undertaker's gimmick or something.
Well, we didn't have Steve Keirn on, but we certainly talked a lot about Steve Keirn.
We sure did.
And probably not the best.
Well, he started, we finished. Whatever. He fucked with us, dude. Does he know that you're a veteran?
My whole point is,
I mean,
if Isbad is right,
no respect whatsoever for the show
if you're right,
or the people.
greetings from Atlantic City.
So
if
you get
are
that
right,
in return.
You didn't want to do the show, and you just were going to do it because it was Monte The Pharaoh, and then you decided, you know what, fuck it, I don't want to do it.
Right.
Then just say you don't want to do it.
Right.
And guess what?
Say it a couple
I would have
of
had
weeks ago.
somebody else on.
Right.
Or we would have had a scripted show and maybe talked about Money in the Bank.
Right.
Maybe talked about AEW.
Right.
Maybe talked about whatever.
Right.
I don't know what we would have done.
Right.
But I wouldn't have wasted my time writing a script to put you over.
Which it would have.
Who I officially have never watched a match of.
I have.
And I don't know shit
I never will again. Nice job. Way to go, dude.
Well, you
I'm just saying,
if he came on the show and everything was copacetic, you would have went and watched some of his matches?
Just for the thrill of it, I might have gone back and taken a look at some of the old Florida ones from my UHF days, like, through the snow on the UHF.
Tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I remember Steve Keirn being like old man body.
He's a little dude.
Little guy. He was a little dude.
Yeah. Not a grappler, though. He could grapple.
He's not my...
He was a grappler.
Not my type.
And then Vince ruined him and called him Skinner.
Not my... But he was Doink the Clown.
Dude, there's only one Doink truly at the end of the day, and he's gone, and that's Matt Bourne.
You don't give Ray Apollo the
I
Doink?
love Ray. Ray was a great guest and everything, but at the end of the day, it's Matt. Matt was the Doink the Clown. Everybody else was, Matt Bourne was great. He was great.
I've never really heard you talk about Matt Bourne.
Isn't that fucking love machine? Matt Bourne was great. He was a great wrestler.
A mess says, I feel sorry for the Benoit family. Every time someone brings up Chris, they have to relive and hurt daily. Give the Benoit family some peace.
That's not going to happen.
I don't know.
You know why? You know
never,
why?
Never.
You know why that's not going to happen? Because Chris Benoit murdered innocent people.
Yeah.
And if we don't talk about it, then what about those innocent people? Then no one speaks for them.
That's a great point.
What are you talking about?
And not only that,
he put a Bible next to this little kid.
Not only that,
are you kidding me?
You have to like kind of hold down the Benoit freaky fans.
Right.
Chris Benoit was set up. It wasn't him.
Oh, shut
Chris
up.
Benoit was the greatest wrestler of all time. Chris Benoit gave up any kind of recognition.
He lost it all.
The day he murdered those two people.
Cover up. You know,
and not only that,
everything.
he didn't have enough balls to even face it. He goes and offs
He kills himself, of course.
Like a Mary.
Yeah, he was a total Mary at the end of the day. He was.
Mr. Tough Benoit.
No.
Wolverine.
Asshole.
Yeah.
How about that?
You murder your family.
Wife and kid.
Fucking animal.
Your wife and kid. Thank God the other son wasn't there that night. What the fuck is that?
Well, his other son defends him. You know,
well,
again,
then
I get it's your father.
Whatever,
but I mean,
bro. That's
come to reality, dude.
Yeah, really.
That kid needs a reality check too.
Yeah, well,
your father was a murderer, dude.
Yeah,
that's it. End of story.
Absolutely.
You know, you can love him, but keep it to yourself. I
don't
want to hear
it was concussions. I don't give a fuck what the fuck it was.
Concussions.
Yeah. Oh, I took too many cane shots. Let me kill my wife and kid. Get the fuck out of here. Where does this shit come from?
Dude, you know, with all due respect to your father murders someone. You love him. I get it, right?
My father wouldn't hurt a fly.
I got you.
Go ahead.
You run around saying how much you love the guy?
If my father murdered someone, I'd be the first one to punch him in the face. Yeah. And I love my dad. He would never do anything like that. But I'm just saying, you know, is that
R.J. Hudson goes, I heard people blame Kevin Sullivan. Dude, this is what's...
I've talked to Kevin eye to eye in a fucking bar.
But this is what's wrong with this planet, dude. That anyone would say that Sullivan...
It's just ridiculous.
It's
so ridiculous.
No, it's infuriating.
It really is. Considering we actually know Kevin, too. It's just like, wait a minute.
It's just, but it's like...
But my bullshit detector would know if the guy's lying to me. It's just like, stop it already. You could see how sensitive he is about it, too. He's like, oh, my God.
Do you know the impossibilities of it?
Just stop it.
Kevin Sullivan came up from Florida, went to the house in Georgia, kills them all, and disappears, and no one has a clue.
No one has a clue.
No forensics.
Well, you know, he has the powers of darkness. Just stop it already.
Or how about the Chavo? Chavo got a call.
Oh, yeah.
From Chris, and something was wrong. Someone had him.
Chavo, what was that? Soundbite! Stop it already. Just stop already. You're fucking with dead, innocent souls when you do that kind of shit. You're disrespecting the dead who were murdered for no fucking good reason.
Right.
Okay? Chris Benoit was a murderer, a scumbag, an asshole, and right now, the oven down below is on high.
Yeah.
The end. Because you go to hell for shit like that. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. If there is a hell, whatever you want to believe in, that's fine. But he's roasty toasty, man. That's some bad shit. Period. You know? And by the way, I would like to thank our audience, if I can, our friends at home, for, you know, who else has an audience the way we do? No. Friends and fans that we have that when they're like, oh, no Steve Keirn? Who cares? I got Monte The Pharaoh. Let's talk with them.
Hold on. A mess seems to be very hung up on the Benoit thing.
Okay.
And we love a mess.
I love a mess. What's the matter, mess?
David Benoit is hurting. He has to live with this. I can't imagine what it would be like to have people say, hey, your dad is a killer.
Well, nobody should be walking up to the poor kid and doing that, obviously. But of course he
wait a minute. When he goes on interview, wait a minute. Hold up. When he goes on interviews.
Yeah, go ahead. I can't say I've listened to his interviews,
okay.
So go ahead.
Well, you know what? You instead of wasting your time watching Steve Keirn, go watch David Benoit. Okay?
What does he say?
He'll say,
I'm going to get upset.
I love my dad.
Of course he loved his dad.
He was a good man.
What he knew of him.
He had head concussion.
Okay. He's making
excuses. It wasn't his fault.
What do you mean it wasn't his fault? Did he do it with his hands? It was his fault.
No, but when you say that, like I said,
love your
dad. Love your dad.
Absolutely.
Keep your fucking mouth shut.
Yeah, really.
Right? Because when you go into public and you say you love daddy,
right,
the murderer,
right,
then guess what?
Right.
A mess. I'm going to go up to David Benoit and go, your fucking father was a fucking piece of shit murderer.
Right. The end.
The end.
You do not make excuses for what that man did. That's all there is to it.
No, there isn't.
I mean, think about Nancy and the kid. When you're sitting there defending Chris Benoit, do you really stop to think about Nancy and the boy?
Right.
Are you kidding me?
Right.
Dude, let me tell you something. I wouldn't stand a chance in hell. But if I had come across that, I would have physically tried to stop. I would have gotten murdered. I would have gotten murdered. I would have done anything I could till I couldn't breathe to stop him from doing what he was doing.
Of course.
You know what? I might have succeeded too.
Who wouldn't have?
I'm a psycho fuck. In a good way. I would have not allowed him to get away with that. I'm sorry. I would have found the way. That's just complete evil. There's no way around it. It's one of the
Stinger's in the house.
Stinger, what's up? What is up, Stinger? That is one of the most heinous acts in the history of mankind.
Well, anyway, we want to thank Steve Keirn for joining the show today.
Abe, can you get a shot at... Yeah! Let's give him a hand.
Steve, thank you. One of the greatest wrestlers of all time.
Oh, yeah, in his own mind.
One of the great characters
of all
time.
Rhode Island
Jay
State
Will
champion.
says, Roger Staubach had concussions, and one of the best men in the USA. I remember when he said that he liked sex as much as Joe Namath. With the same girl.
Remember when Roger Staubach had the CTA and tried to kill half the NFL? I don't remember that.
No, I don't.
Okay, so I guess there must have been the canes weren't as hard.
But you know what? I do remember Junior Seau had it, and he killed himself.
Right. At least he didn't hurt anyone else.
That's right. He had enough left
and that sucked that he did,
say,
by the way.
I got to take myself out before something
At least he had the responsibility to not bring other people into his misery.
And again, when they talk about, and we're almost done here, but when they talk about Benoit's brain,
we're almost
done?
You
think maybe, it's 10 o'clock.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Flew by.
Maybe, time flies when you're destroying Skinner.
Maybe when Benoit took enough steroids that his brain rotted away.
That's very possible. I really don't care what happened. He knew what he was doing when he was taking them too. So don't give me that shit either. Oh, he didn't know what he was doing. Of course he knew what he was doing. Must get bigger. Veins must get more popped out. Must.
By the way, if I could recommend any book.
There's a book.
Matt Lance, the Jim Brunzell story.
Great book.
Fantastic book.
That's a great book.
Or, hold on. And I'll be more books in here, guys. So
yeah,
it's
bring
good
more
summer
books
reading.
in.
Gorp the Grappler. D.R. Feeler sent this book over. You should get this. One book I cannot recommend is the Kern Chronicles. I thought
it was called Crusty Corn Kernels.
Close. Same one or the other.
Chapter 2, Giblets.
Honestly, I read it, and I read the Kern Chronicles, and I wasn't impressed.
Yeah, I saw you with a crayon. What were you doing?
There was a couple of spelling errors in there.
Interesting. I thought you were filling in the gaps in Skinner's teeth.
The forward was written by Outback Jack.
Outback Jack?
Wrote the forward.
Did he?
Yes, yeah.
What about Paul Hogan? Was he involved? Because that Crocodile Dundee bit was the worst Skinner thing I've ever seen. I mean, Paul Hogan should have sued. What the fuck are you doing?
Wait a minute. You're telling me that Skinner was
a bad crocodile?
No, wasn't Outback Jack a Crocodile Dundee guy?
Well, Outback Jack's cool. He was on his show.
All right.
We're making fun of Skinner.
I got you. Yeah,
leave Outback Jack alone. What did he do? He didn't do
anything.
Oh, by the way, Outback Jack made fun of me during the interview. I should have gotten up and walked out.
I can't recommend the Kern Chronicles.
No, I can't either.
But if anyone's interested in falling asleep while reading something, it is a must-read then.
Yeah, it may give the NyQuil effect. If
you need to rest before work, Phil, you work a lot of hours, I might have to recommend that to you.
Chapter 4, Rest Hold.
Dude, you don't even make it to Chapter 4.
No, you
it's
don't.
Like 4 words in, out cold.
I was a That's it, I'm done.
Dude, I'm sleeping.
I'm done.
I'm good.
I'm done. Skinner, not a winner. Oh, well. But thanks a lot, Steve. One more shot of Steve, Abe. Hey! Yeah! You're the man! And that's what happens when you fuck with the world's #1 pro wrestling broadcast. You asked for it!
All right, guys, we'll see you next week. We'll have something special for you guys. We'll make up for the
have nothing to make up for.
The current
we apologize that our supposed guest is a bunghole. What are you going to do? It is what it is.
Oh, man, I really feel bad for Steve Keirn.
I do, too, because he's delusional, and he thinks that Skinner is, like, worth defending. Ew. If I had a bad gimmick, I'd be like,
anyway, don't forget, we got the Cuban Assassin coming up, Barry Windham. Don't forget Mantar's Memoirs.
Yes.
Every Tuesday, you got
the after show after this.
That's
right.
Dude, by the way, I got to tell you.
Dan and Benny coming on.
Dan and Benny.
We got a lot of good shit going on here.
Dan and Benny in the ring on
Wednesdays.
There we go.
Very cool, man. Benny, very cool, bro. Very cool. Yeah.
And what was I going to say? ESO After Show.
Okay.
Again, I love when he does the magazine gimmick, dude.
He's great. And you can tell he truly loves wrestling, and ain't nothing
you know
wrong
what?
with that.
ESO, what you have to do is you should get wrestling books, and let's open up with the Kern Chronicles.
Oh.
And when you open the first page, you fall asleep during the show, and everybody just watches you sleep.
20 minutes of Bruce snoring.
Just Bruce snoring.
That would be great.
Dude, you know what? I never wanted to tell anybody this, but the sleepy guy from the Manscaped.
Oh, he's my hero.
He read the Kern Chronicles
look what happened
before the show.
And look what happened.
And that's what happened.
Why did you give him the book?
I thought it was a good read. I didn't get a chance to read it.
It was a bad move when I saw him get to page 2. He didn't.
He fell asleep right on the
What's
couch.
going on? Yeah, but then again, now he's an icon, much more of an icon than Skinner ever could be. Sleepy Guy's a legend.
Is Sleepy Guy more over than Skinner?
Well, let me put it this way. If I was the booker, Sleepy Guy's winning the match.
Fucking Sleepy Guy rules.
Sleepy Guy rocks.
All right, this has been Mike Monte.
This has been The Pharaoh. You've been watching Monte and The Pharaoh.
Love you all, guys.
And absolutely. Love you all. Thank you for letting us come into your homes. And until next week, don't be a Steve Keirn. Later.